first of all, I want to. Who should tell the story of the making of Bedlam? You don't want to.
You want me to tell it?
Yeah, why don't you tell it? You were the one that was involved.
All right.
So, and this is all 100% true.
Within this culture of beer, I am what's typically called a style Nazi, and I take it as a compliment. And what that means is that when I make a pale ale, it's a pale ale. If I make a porter, it's a porter. Like I really believe in coloring within the lines. So Otto and our head brewer, Chris Riffenberg, came up to me. I don't know what year it was, 2007,
2008.
2008. Said, let's make a Belgian IPA. And of course,
and we took a step back. He's been known to throw a punch.
And I said, absolutely not. Belgians don't make IPAs, and so we won't make a Belgian IPA. And they were very insistent that we should explore this. So I struck a deal with them. I said, all right, we will create the recipe and we will brew the smallest amount of liquid we can. At the time it was about 8 barrels or about 100 cases worth of beer. And I said, I will taste the beer, and if I don't like it, it goes down the drain and we never speak of this again. And they both agreed to that. And so Chris and I sat down and wrote the recipe, and when it came time to brew it, it made me so uncomfortable, I left the country. And I let them brew it while I was on a different continent.
And before he came back, he said, nobody's tasting this, nobody's trying this, the public doesn't get a whiff that we even did this until I come back and I get a chance to taste it. Well, Chris and I couldn't wait, and he wasn't there to throw a punch. So he and I at least tasted it. So on the day he came back and came straight from the airport, it was available, and Chris and I were literally sitting there, and we all poured ourselves a glass, and we're sitting there looking at Dean like, you know, kids on Christmas morning. And so
yeah, and we've named it Bedlam for a reason. It's a crazy combination of flavors and aromas. We use citrus hops, so citra hops, so they give off a very distinct flavor and aroma. With the Trappist yeast, what the Trappist yeast does, and think about the Trappist beers you've had, is it gives spicy and fruity, and that marrying with those hops, boom, craziness.
And it really is, yeah.
Feedback you get from your nut brown? What is it that people like about that?
It's important to note when you talk about mouthfeel what that means, and it literally is how it feels on your palate, across your tongue, and your cheeks, inside of your mouth. So yeah, it definitely has a creamier mouthfeel, and I think that was something that we really wanted to bring to the beer when we first released it, when we first opened the doors.
Absolutely, it's a really nice malt forward beer, and it's a very traditional British beer, and I think that's an important quality of a good nut brown. I think it's a great beer. It definitely represents the true British style of brewing, and it's a wonderful beer for people who are, how do I say this, just entering craft beer, because the flavors are very welcoming. There's nothing assertive or aggressive about it. It's a very welcoming beer.
The big one for you guys was Hop Delicious, is that right? Or is that a fair assessment?
Yep, and still is. It still represents 60% of all the beer we make.
Okay. Yeah. And what is it about that beer that caught on so well, and what was it for people, do you think?
I think that the reason it took off so well is it is a great representative of hop flavor and aroma, but the bitterness is downplayed. And I really think that that's what people love, the taste of hops, but normally associated with a big bitter punch that's not there in that beer.
And I know you guys have, you're unshadowed as a Hefeweizen. It's a year-round. I don't know if there's another brewer in the state, or if there aren't too many that do that year-round. Usually it's just a seasonal. What is it about that style that you like so much that made you feel like, yeah, let's do this year?
Well, you know, I mean, yeah, beer tends to be seasonal. You know, people like to drink their dark beers in the winter and their light beers in the summer, but that doesn't mean there's not room in your fridge or on your palate in January for a really refreshing Hefeweizen. And so if we're going to release something like that, and we didn't have a lighter beer in our portfolio, we're really proud of this being our sort of light beer representation in our portfolio, because it's not a straight up macro type, you know, lighter beer. It's got some good flavor, solid aroma, and it's a nice classic, true to style Hefeweizen.